Hey, what's up, guys? Thanksgiving is coming up here soon, this next Thursday. I just got off school for my Thanksgiving break, and I have a special Thanksgiving story from when I was 17 years old. Um, I don't think it's that funny, but whenever I'm with my friend who I experienced it with, he personally loves to fucking bag on me about it. But further ado, we'll get into it. And sorry if you hear this clicking in the background, I'm just doing a little bit of work, multitasking, I guess. Anyways, so I was 17. I was a senior in high school, and I went out. I got off school because it was Thanksgiving break at the time, and basically, I had this friend who was 2 years older than me, and he'd just take me to college parties, and this happened for about the the fall semester of my senior year, and then I kind of stopped hanging out with him because it's not that healthy to be drinking at 17 every weekend. And I had a lot of other shit going on. Anyways, so we're gonna go out this night. He takes me to this party, and we kind of pull into a little sketchy part of town. We go into this house, and it smells like cigarettes, and it's kind of gross. And earlier that night, I think he was only 20 at the time. So he had a fake ID, and he's like, Simon, come into the liquor store with me. I'm 17, and if you're not American, drinking age is 21 here, and it is very strictly enforced. Uh, anyways, I go into the liquor store with him. He shows him his fake, and the girl's like, "Can I see your ID?" And I was like, "Oh, I left it in the car." So I just go back to the car, but that she didn't ask us that until I like picked out what we were gonna drink, and it was like some Jim Beam, like it was some not whiskey, no, it was some Jack Daniels. It was pretty light shit. I think it was only about 40% alcohol volume for a whiskey, which isn't terribly bad. Or no, I think it was around 30-40%. It was a little bit lower than the average. So we get to this party, and there's kind of no one there. It's kind of dead, and it's just I think a bunch of local older guys there, and we're just drinking and playing beer pong, and I think we both drink this bottle within 30 minutes. We both have about half, and I at that point I got very drunk. Keep in mind I'm 17, and we meet the owner of the house, and he asks everyone if they want to go into his room and smoke some weed. Me as my connoisseur self of having smoked weed like 5 times in my life before that was like, fuck yes, that's what we're doing. We're getting high. So I go into this room. This guy's smoking weed. He loads up this bowl, and this girl smokes, and she starts crying. The bomb gets handed to me. Everyone's taking care of this girl. They take her out. It's just me and my friend in there, and I'm like, all right, I guess this is mine. So I smoke the rest of the bowl. My friend doesn't want to smoke. We go out. We continue partying, and then I start talking to the homeowner about just weed. I don't know why. That was the sixth time I'd smoked like ever, and he's like, "Hey, you want to smoke some Kiefer Sutherland?" Like, I don't know what that is, but sure. So we go into the room again, and if you don't know what keef is, it's like almost like the pollen within the plant. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's somewhat of like it's a pure THC crystalline molecule that covers the plant. It's what carries most of the active ingredient, but it's almost like a pollen that covers it. And if you shake it out, you can collect it quite well, and it's a much more potent form of the drug. Anyways, he loads the whole bowl with it, and he rips a whole bowl. He smokes it. He's fine. He's like, okay, your turn, man. So I do it. It's an entire bowl of keef. So I'd say probably about 5 times more potent than if it was just the flower itself. And um, I smoke it, and it kills my lungs. I'm on the ground, like about to vomit because I can't breathe. I'm coughing so loud. I go into the bathroom. I can't even remember. I remember everything pretty clearly, other than this moment because it was just kind of dark and terribleness because I just couldn't breathe. I thought I was gonna choke to death. I thought I was gonna vomit. I was in the bathroom just hoping I could vomit. Anyways, the guy comes up to me. He's like starting to talk to me again. He's like, "Man, you're doing pretty well. You okay? Getting pretty high, man." And I'm like, I can't. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die right here, dude. I'm, and at that point, so I get up. Coughing gets me even more high, and at this point, I am just absolutely drunk. I get up, I sit on the couch, and I'm thinking I'm gonna vomit. I feel so terrible, just completely fucked up. So my friend realizes this. He's like, Simon, I'm driving you home. He drives me home. He's drunk too. This is not a good situation. This is probably the worst night of my life. He's drunk too. And I remember we're driving down the college boulevard, and colors are changing, and we're going back in time. Time is skipping along. Eventually, I end up in my bed, and at this point, my heart starts racing out of my chest, and I think I'm gonna die. I think I'm gonna vomit. I'm spinning like a motherfucker. I am spinning like I'm in a centrifuge, and I think that I am honestly gonna die. I call my friend 3 times, telling him that I think I'm gonna die, and asking if I should tell my dad. My dad is a hard ass, and basically he would let me do these types of things because I was very good at not getting in trouble. And I wasn't gonna risk that. I wasn't gonna go in and have my dad kick my ass and not take me to the hospital. So I stared at this imaginary dot on the ceiling until I could eventually pass out through all my fear and sickness. I wake up an hour later and I vomit all over my bed and on my little beanbag chair that was next to my bed. Like, fuck. Instantly back to sleep. I wake up in the morning and I realize that there's vomit everywhere. It's Thanksgiving Day. I have to I have to pick up all of this vomit and I have to hide it. I throw it in a closet in a different room until my dad leaves. I drive it to a different part of town where I can throw away all of this vomit covered stuff because it is just done. And no one knew the wiser. I had Thanksgiving dinner. I saw my family, and I was just very hungover, but I dealt with it. So, if I can relay any little bit of advice, don't fucking smoke and drink so much that you're gonna die if you've only done it 7 goddamn times. I would go back and slap myself in the fucking face if I could. Because that shit scared me for a long time. It actually got me to stop partying for quite a while. It was really shitty. So, hope y'all have a good Thanksgiving. Don't get too drunk.